Okay, so I figured out how to get my camera working again. So completed this side mostly. I haven't touched the other side yet, so some of the funky stuff you can see is stuff sticking out from the other side. This is something that I would pick at for a few days, especially since he hasn't been groomed in so long. So something that I would pick at throughout the next little bit, but gives you an idea of basic shape. So I'm going to turn him around. I was hoping to do this on show side, but since my camera decided not to cooperate, we will turn around and work on this side. So as you can tell, pretty bushy guy. So some of the things that I did on the other side that you didn't get to see. You can't see it too much now, but I took a 4 under his belly. I kind of left a little bit of overhang because I worry that if I don't do that, he'll have kind of a funny line there. So I leave a bit of overhang, but under here is all short with a 4. That's because he's a chunky guy. He's not fat, but he's got a lot of bone, and I could use a little longer leg. So I really want to make that look, the leg look as long as possible, so I want to bring this up as much as possible. So right now you can't see it too well because I've still got that little bit of overhang there, so I'm going to take in there. But that's what I did there. So now I pick away a little bit at this top line here as well, but I think I'm going to kind of set this line in. Sometimes kind of come up initially. It's just something that I saw my breeder do kind of when we first kind of, she helped me put his very first haircut on when he was 4.5 months. That's kind of the only time she's been there when I've done his haircut. So kind of everything after that I've done. I'm trying to stay out of the way of the camera, but so your shortest point here should be right there, right where the leg bends. So if I pick it up and I shove something in there, when I put it down, you can kind of see it's just right there. And then you slowly start bringing it out again. Poodles have, I think they call it a low set hop. So you don't want the hop to sit too up high, but you don't want to lose your hop either. You want them to have you know, some nice angulation there yet. So I'm not too worried, you know, he still hasn't gone through his coat change yet, so he's going to have some stragglies. That's okay. So that's kind of roughly that line set in there. You might not be able to see it too well with this extra hair there, but kind of pin bone straight down to the shortest point, and then we kind of flare it outwards a little bit. And then I'll also, first I'll do I prefer to do bevels with the leg on the ground for the most part. I'll pick it up after I've done this and double check it, just because I find for me, like I see a lot of groomers who will do it with it up or even do it with their clippers. But I find for me, I've never been great at the poodle bevels anyways. And so I find that if I pick it up, I tend to take too much off. So I tend to leave it on the ground to do kind of most of it, and I'll pick it up and get any stray stuff off. There we go. So, I mean, again, he's still a puppy yet, so he doesn't have, you know, that perfect, nice hair yet. So I tend to pick it up and just kind of pick this stuff off the back of it, angling kind of out towards the hock, so I'm not touching like the hock hair. But when I put it down, it just creates a little bit of a swoop to bring the hock, so the hock doesn't kind of fall down. And so that's kind of just a touch. I don't want to lose much hock hair, but I'll do that just a touch. So then, I mean, it'd be great if I could bring you around to the back, but it's a pain in the butt to get that set up again. So on the back end, again, you kind of want them standing semi-straight. On the back end, I kind of just drop it straight down. I haven't really done that part yet. I don't personally like scissoring the right side of a dog. It feels backwards to me, and don't mind my scissor holding technique. I am working on it. It's something that has worked for me for pet grooming, but it's not. I'm working to try and fix it. I tend to have my thumb too far into the finger hold, which gives you a little bit less finesse when you are scissoring. So again, I'm still trying to mostly set lines on this side. Again, like I said, I'm not the best at going and setting my lines. So if you're looking for a really good video on just like setting lines first before doing anything else, this probably isn't the best video. So then I'm just kind of cutting in his rib cage. Mostly just had just a ton of hair. So now I'm gonna leave that stuff pretty much, and then I'm just gonna pull this stuff in. I pretty much try and do kind of a straight line. It's not like up and down. It's kind of like up to here and then kind of a straight line, I guess. So I'm trying to kind of find and blend into where I shaved them before. You really want to make sure you step back and look at your dog from far away, because when you're up close, it kind of skew what you're doing. I also find it takes me a couple tries to get those legs kind of more directly under him. So his flank ends here. So if I were to have taken all of this off, see if I can kind of shove it up there, he immediately gets longer, and his back leg was weird. So it's very important to bring your tuck up forward. So here, this is his last rib. So kind of bringing his tuck up to his last rib is kind of where I'm bringing that. And then I'm just kind of scooping out the insides. He's not showing for a few weeks yet, so I'm not necessarily doing a super super like getting all the little fine detail stuff, because you know I've got a few weeks until we show, and so I'm just kind of doing kind of the big stuff to kind of get him a shape back on him, and then once I've got the shape back on him, sometimes for the next few days I'll just tinker with things that I see. Usually it's the top line. Once the top hair settles, I tend to like to pick at it. So, front end and shoulder. My dog has a great front. See his here. Let me show you as best I can. I mean his chest bone just sticks